Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If you're tired of struggling, if you're sick of feeling stuck, if you're looking at your life and thinking, why am I not where I want to be? Then listen up, because I'm about to tell you the truth. Most people won't. Success don't come to people who wait. It don't come to people who wish. It comes to people who work. And not just once in a while, not just when they feel like it, but every single day. Right now, while you're making excuses, someone else is making moves. While you're scrolling on your phone, somebody's building their dream. While you're waiting for the right time, somebody's already taking action. So you got to ask yourself, are you going to keep watching life pass you by? Or are you going to step up, take control, and start making things happen? Because by the time we're done here, you won't just want to be productive, you'll know exactly how to do it and why you can't afford to waste another second. Let's be real. If you feel stuck in life, it's not because the world is against you. It's not because you don't have talent. It's not because you're unlucky. It's because you are not making the most of your time. That's the hard truth. Success doesn't come to people who sit around waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't come to people who say, I'll start tomorrow. It comes to people who make the decision to move, to act, and to stay productive no matter what's going on around them. You see, a lot of people think they're stuck because of their circumstances. I don't have the right connections. I don't have enough money. I don't have time. But let me tell you something. There are people who had way less than you and still made it happen. You know why? Because they didn't waste time. They didn't sit around overthinking. They got up, got moving, and figured it out along the way. The real reason you're stuck is because you're waiting. You're waiting for motivation to hit you. You're waiting for someone to come save you. You're waiting for life to somehow get easier. But life doesn't work like that. Productivity is not about waiting for the right feeling. It's about creating the right habits. If you only work when you feel like it, you're never going to get anywhere. The most successful people in the world, they don't always feel like working. They don't always feel like showing up. But they do it anyway. That's what separates winners from everyone else. Right now, you've got dreams, you've got ideas, you've got goals, but you're not acting on them because you've convinced yourself that you need to be ready first. Listen, nobody is ever 100% ready. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they need all the answers before they start. That's how you end up doing nothing for years, watching other people succeed while you keep making excuses. Think about all the time you've wasted. Think about the hours you spent scrolling on your phone, watching TV, or complaining about how hard life is. Now imagine if you use that time to actually build something. Imagine if instead of wasting hours on distractions, you spent that time learning a new skill, working on your passion, or pushing yourself forward. Where would you be right now? The truth is, time is not your friend. Time doesn't care about your excuses. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. And while you're sitting there talking about what you wish you could do, somebody else is out there doing it. Somebody with less experience, fewer resources, and more obstacles than you. But they're making it happen because they refuse to sit still. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep waiting, keep wishing, keep hoping something magical happens to change your life? Or are you going to take control and start moving? Because once you realize that action creates motivation, not the other way around, your whole life will change. The hardest part is getting started, but once you do, momentum kicks in. When you start taking action, even small steps, you start building confidence. You start seeing progress. and that progress makes you want to keep going. That's how success happens. Don't waste another day waiting. Don't waste another second thinking about what could be. Get up, get moving, get productive, because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. Excuses don't pay bills. Excuses don't build dreams. Excuses don't change lives. Yet so many people spend their time making excuses instead of making progress. They tell themselves, I don't have enough time, I'm too tired, I don't have the right connections, or I'll start when things get better. But let me tell you something, nobody cares about your excuses. Life doesn't slow down just because you're struggling. The world doesn't stop and wait for you to get it together. The people who win in life are the ones who push through no matter what obstacles stand in their way. Think about it. Have you ever heard a successful person say, I made it to the top because everything was easy for me? No. Every single person who has achieved something great had to face setbacks, doubts, and challenges. The difference is that they didn't let those things stop them. They didn't sit around feeling sorry for themselves. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They made it happen. If you want to be successful, if you want to be productive, you have to stop giving yourself an out. Stop letting yourself off the hook. You say you don't have time, but you spend hours scrolling through social media. You say you don't have money, but you spend what you do have on things that don't help you grow. You say you're tired, but somehow you still find the energy to binge watch TV at night. The truth is, it's not about having time, money, or energy. It's about what you choose to prioritize. You have two options in life. You can either make excuses or you can make progress, but you can't do both. Every time you choose to make an excuse, you're choosing to stay exactly where you are. You're choosing to delay your success. You're choosing to let opportunities pass you by. And the worst part, the more excuses you make, the more you start believing them. The more you tell yourself, I can't, the more you convince yourself it's true. Let's be real. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to wake you up in the morning and force you to work on your dreams. Nobody is going to push you to be better every single day. That's your job. And if you don't do it, somebody else will. Somebody else will take that opportunity you were too lazy to chase. Somebody else will achieve the goals you kept putting off. Somebody else will live the life you say you want, because while you were making excuses, they were making moves. Life is hard. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has reasons why they could quit. But the people who make it don't let those reasons define them. They get up and do the work anyway. They find a way. They don't sit around waiting for motivation. They create it by taking action. Because here's the truth. The more you take action, the more motivated you become. Productivity doesn't come from feeling inspired all the time. It comes from pushing through even when you don't feel like it. If you want to change your life, stop making excuses. Start taking responsibility. Own your time, own your energy, and own your future. Because at the end of the day, you're either building your dream or you're building someone else's. The choice is yours. Success isn't about one big break. It's not about waking up one day and suddenly having everything fall into place. It's about what you do every single day. Small, consistent habits are what create big success. But the problem is most people don't want to hear that. They want shortcuts. They want an easy way out. They want to wake up one day, flip a switch, and be successful. But that's not how it works. The people who win in life are the ones who build productive habits. They wake up early, they plan their day, they cut out distractions, and they put in the work every single day, not just when they feel like it, not just when it's convenient, not just when they're in the mood. They do it because they understand that consistency beats motivation every time. Most people think they need some big burst of inspiration to get started, but that's not true. You don't need to feel motivated to take action. In fact, waiting for motivation is one of the biggest mistakes you can make because motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you wake up ready to take on the world. Other days you don't even want to get out of bed. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll never get anywhere. What you need is discipline. And discipline comes from habits. It's about doing the right things every day, even when you don't feel like it. Wake up at the same time every morning. Start your day with a plan. Prioritize the tasks that actually move you forward. Cut out distractions. Stop wasting time on things that don't matter. These might seem like small things, but when you do them every single day, they add up. Think about it. If you read just 10 pages of a book every day, in a year you'll have read about 12 books. If you write just 1 page a day, in a year you'll have written a whole book. If you save just a little bit of money every day, over time you'll build wealth. But most people don't think like that. They underestimate the power of small habits. They think success is all about huge, dramatic actions. But the truth is, success is built in the small, boring, everyday choices. The reason most people don't reach their goals is because they're inconsistent. They start something, they get excited, and then after a few days or weeks, they quit. They don't see instant results, so they give up. But success doesn't work like that. The people who succeed are the ones who stick with it even when it feels like nothing is happening. They trust the process, they stay consistent, and eventually the results start showing. Look at athletes, business leaders, or anyone at the top of their game. They didn't get there overnight. They got there by putting in the work day after day, year after year. They didn't just wake up successful, they built habits that made them successful. So if you want to be productive, stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop thinking success is about one big moment. Focus on what you do every day. Build small, productive habits and stick with them, because when you stay consistent, success becomes inevitable. Your energy is everything. It's the fuel that drives your productivity, your success, and your ability to stay focused. But here's the problem. Most people don't protect their energy. They waste it on things that drain them, and then they wonder why they feel stuck, unmotivated, and exhausted. If you want to be productive, if you want to be successful, you need to start treating your energy like it's your most valuable resource, because it is. Think about it. Have you ever had a day where you woke up feeling good, ready to take on the world, and then one conversation with a negative person ruined your whole mood? Or maybe you started your morning strong, but after scrolling through social media for 30 minutes, you felt drained and distracted. That's because everything you do, everything you consume, and everyone you surround yourself with affects your energy. And if you don't control it, it will control you. First, let's talk about the people around you. You need to start paying attention to who you spend your time with. Some people bring energy into your life while others drain it. You know the ones I'm talking about. The complainers, the excuse makers, the people who always have something negative to say. Every time you're around them, you feel exhausted, unmotivated, and drained. Why? Because negativity is contagious. If you surround yourself with unproductive people, you will become unproductive. If you hang out with people who make excuses, you will start making excuses. That's just how it works. On the other hand, when you're around people who are driven, focused, and positive, their energy lifts you up. They make you want to do better. They push you to be more productive. That's why successful people spend time with other successful people. They understand that the company they keep has a direct impact on their mindset, their habits, and their results. If you want to be productive, you need to surround yourself with people who are going places. People who challenge you, people who make you think bigger. Because the truth is, you will only rise to the level of the people around you. Now let's talk about distractions. In today's world, your energy is constantly being pulled in a million directions. Social media, endless notifications, mindless scrolling, junk food, late night TV. These things might seem small, but they are robbing you of the energy you need to be productive. Every time you waste energy on something unimportant, you have less energy to put into what actually matters. That's why it's so important to be intentional about how you spend your time. If you wake up and the first thing you do is check your phone, you're already starting your day distracted. If you spend hours watching TV at night, you're stealing energy from tomorrow's productivity. If you eat junk food all the time, your body is going to feel sluggish and tired. Productivity isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. If you want to have the energy to be productive, you have to cut out the things that drain you. That means setting boundaries. That means turning off notifications when you're working. That means being disciplined about what you consume, whether it's food, content, or conversations. You have to start asking yourself, is this adding to my energy or taking away from it? Is this helping me be productive or keeping me stuck? Once you start thinking like that, you'll realize how much of your energy you've been giving away to things that don't deserve it. The most productive people don't have more energy than you. They just protect it better. They know that their energy is limited, so they use it wisely. They don't waste it on drama, negativity, or distractions. They focus it on their goals, their work, and the things that truly matter. That's the difference between people who get things done and people who stay stuck. So if you're serious about being productive, start protecting your energy. Cut out the people who drain you. Limit the distractions that steal your focus. Be intentional about what you consume, because the better you protect your energy, the more productive you'll be, and the faster you'll reach your goals. There's no such thing as a perfect moment. Too many people sit around waiting for the right time to start working on their goals. They tell themselves, I'll start when I have more time. I'll wait until things calm down, or I'll do it when I feel ready. But here's the truth. There will never be a perfect time. Life will always be busy. There will always be challenges. There will always be something standing in the way. And if you keep waiting for the right moment, you'll be waiting forever. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who wait. They're the ones who start no matter what. They don't wait until they feel 100% ready. They don't wait until all the conditions are perfect. They take action now, because they understand that waiting is just another form of procrastination. Think about it. How many times have you put something off, telling yourself you do it later? And then later turns into tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next year. Before you know it, years have passed and you're still in the same place. Not because you couldn't do it, but because you never started. That's how dreams die. Not because they're impossible, but because people keep waiting instead of taking action. You don't need to have everything figured out to start. You don't need all the answers. You don't need the perfect plan. What you need is to take the first step, and then another, and then another. Because here's what happens when you start. Momentum kicks in. Action creates clarity. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the better you get. And the better you get, the more confident you become. Successful people don't have some magical ability to predict the future. They don't know exactly how things will turn out. They just start, they take risks, they step into the unknown, they make mistakes, they adjust, and they keep moving forward. That's how progress happens. Not by waiting, but by doing. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Every day you don't take action, you're building the habit of hesitation. You're training yourself to doubt, to delay, to overthink. And the more you do that, the more fear takes over. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of making mistakes. But the best way to get rid of fear is to take action. Fear doesn't go away by thinking, it goes away by doing. If you want to be productive, you have to stop making excuses and start making moves. Stop telling yourself, I'll do it when I feel ready. Readiness is a lie. Nobody feels ready. The people who succeed are the ones who do it anyway. They take action despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the uncertainty, because they know that waiting gets them nowhere. It's easy to look at successful people and think they must have had everything figured out before they started. But that's not true. They started when they were scared. They started when they were unprepared. They started when they didn't have all the answers. The only difference between them and everyone else is that they didn't wait. They took the leap. They figured it out along the way. So if you're sitting there waiting for the right moment, stop. The right moment is now. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know everything. You just need to start. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll see progress. And the sooner you see progress, the closer you'll get to success. Success doesn't wait for anyone. It rewards those who take action. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Make the moment perfect by taking action today. Failure is not the end, it's a lesson. Too many people let failure stop them from moving forward. They try something once, it doesn't work, and they give up. They think failure is proof that they're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable enough. But that's not true. Failure is not a sign that you should quit. It's a sign that you're learning, growing, and getting closer to success. Every successful person you admire has failed, probably more times than you can count. But the difference between them and the people who stay stuck is that they didn't let failure define them. They didn't see failure as a reason to stop. They saw it as feedback. They figured out what didn't work, made adjustments, and tried again. And they kept trying until they got it right. The problem is that most people are afraid of failing. They see it as something to be ashamed of, something that proves they're not good enough. But failure is a part of the process. You can't avoid it. You can't run from it. If you're doing anything worth doing, you will fail at some point. That's just reality. The question is, what will you do when it happens? Will you let it break you or will you let it build you? If you want to be productive, if you want to reach your goals, you have to change the way you see failure. Instead of seeing it as a roadblock, see it as a stepping stone. Instead of seeing it as a reason to quit, see it as proof that you're making progress. Because the only way to truly fail is to stop trying. Think about when you were a kid learning to ride a bike. Did you get it right the first time? No. You probably fell, maybe even scraped your knee. But did you quit? No. You got back up, you tried again, and eventually you figured it out. That's how success works. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than you can imagine. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if they had let failure stop them. Imagine if they had given up after their first setback. The world wouldn't know their names. So why are you afraid of failing? The truth is, failure is necessary. It's the thing that teaches you what works and what doesn't. It helps you grow. It forces you to get better. It makes you stronger. If you've never failed, it means you've never pushed yourself beyond your comfort zone. And if you're not pushing yourself, you're not growing. Some of the best ideas, the biggest breakthroughs, and the most successful people in the world got to where they are because they weren't afraid to fail. They tried, they failed, they got back up, and they kept moving forward. They used failure as fuel. The next time you fail, don't get discouraged. Don't let it make you feel small. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? What can I do differently next time? Because that's what winners do. They turn failure into wisdom. They turn mistakes into experience. And they don't let a setback turn into a stop sign. If you want to stay productive, you have to embrace failure. Stop avoiding it. Stop fearing it. Stop letting it hold you back. Because every failure is just another step towards success. Keep going, keep trying, keep learning, because the only way you truly fail is if you stop.